Right.
Oh shit, we're live?
We're live. We're rolling. For those dogs. All right.
Those dogs again. Just keep
it's all good. What the hell? There was no dogs this whole time.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, we here. Therapy Without a Degree. Chapter, I think this is chapter 295. It actually might even be chapter 300. You know what I'm saying? This might even be, we're getting close to the 300s. We here. We in DR. The dogs want to be on the podcast, and you probably can't hear them. Maybe you hear them a little faint in the background. But Chris said he did see a dog pull up on us, like right behind where he's at.
I definitely seen the dog. It was most likely for Sean, since everywhere he goes, he has the dogs with him. So that's probably what happened.
So what's up, man? We got Crispy in the building. You guys already know. I don't think he needs no introduction. All right, the man, the myth, the legend. You guys already know. He's probably been on this pod, since we started back in 2016.
What episode was I on? The first one?
3.
The third? Wow.
Yeah, you were on the 3rd episode, and then you were on like the 33rd, and then I think like 1-2 more after that, if that. But
3 times, wow.
Yeah, and it's been about 8 years.
Jeez, it's been 8 years. Since episode 3 has been 8 years?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And so look what we did now. Now we had to switch the location for the 300th episode.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Like I said, we're going to probably, because this is a special episode, I think I'm going to save this for episode 300 because this is really special. So, or close to it. Maybe 299. I got to get my guy Zane in here as well. Shout out to Zane.
Swaggy Zane.
But, man, so, obviously people know about the journey with Crispy.
Yeah.
So what's going on with it now, man? Why are we here? Why are we celebrating?
Well, it's been a long journey, guys. If you haven't seen, previous episodes, episode 3 was the first one. That was way before anything. But then the most recent one, we were gaining traction. Now Crispy's been around for about 5 years now. And ever since I started, one of the main goals was to hit $1 million, make sure it can be called $1 million brand. That was one of the main goals. We were literally busting our asses day in and day out, sacrificing everything to make happen. Finally, we hit $1 million a few months ago, and then that's the reason why we're here celebrating with close friends and the team.
Let's go, man.
So that's an awesome
official.
thing.
Nah, give me a pound, man. Congratulations
Let's
on
go.
that. You know what I'm saying? That is legendary. Because for me, man, I've known you since we were kids, man. We were little 8 years old running around. You know what I'm saying?
30 years ago, almost 25 years. Yeah.
Yo, we getting old, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. 25. Some of you guys weren't even born when we were running around outside.
98, bro. Let me see. Let's do the math on that. How long
98.
have I known Crispy hustling, running through the streets?
Crazy.
Let's see, 2024 minus 1998. That's 26 years, yo.
26 years.
26 years.
26 years. Wow. And now we're here 26 years later.
So what I want to say is, man, because I think I've said it on this pod before, but for anyone that's newly listening is, you obviously put your all in everything. You put everything in everything that you do.
Yeah.
I talk about it a lot because, I was talking about it with a friend recently. I'm like, yo, it's so interesting because, we have certain friendships that we meet, newer friends and all that, and like shout out to Sean in the building, right? Y'all, everyone, y'all know, Crispy recently.
Yeah.
And as we grow older and we meet people, new friendships and shit like that, But yo, I've known you from the beginning, and the reason why I bring that up is because you've always had that drive.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't just something new. This ain't just something that you got lucky. This ain't, like you've had that drive from when we were kids. Like I said, playing ball.
Yeah, that was the first thing.
What do you feel like? Obviously there was a lot of different things. People probably heard your story on different podcasts and things like that. But I think, a lot of people, I think me and you are a little similar in that aspect of like, consistency in certain things that we, really want to do. What was that, man? As a kid, like, do you think when you were a kid, you just, like, especially with the playing ball and being outside, all that, because that's from at least what I've witnessed that you were, like, super consistent with.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Like, do you feel like at that age, did anyone tell you? Were you watching anything?
I mean, to be honest with you, like at that, going back to like being that age and being like still the way I am back then with basketball, like trying to improve every day. I'm working, I'm running, I'm doing all these exercises, trying to jump higher, like nonstop all day long. To be honest with you, no one really taught me, or there was nobody around me doing that stuff. You know what I mean? My mom wasn't that type. I didn't have growing up with a father. I didn't have no brothers. I'd hang around with you guys and friends outside, but we were all young, so we're not really making moves out in the real world yet. It's just that I was just always, as far as I can remember, just if I put something into my head that I want to do something, I'm going to just keep doing it until I get it done.
One thing too, I actually mentioned, I was talking with somebody about, and I think it's super, super important, but a lot of people have fear in doing it. And I've noticed same thing, similar ways. I've always been the one, like if I get a job, let's just say, I'll work it, get promoted usually, or start making the most money. And then I really quickly see, damn, this is it. Like this is what cuts off, and then I'll be out.
Yeah.
Like you've always never been afraid to change jobs, to chase a better opportunity, to switch it up. Like, where does that come from? And did you notice that you were doing that? Or did you notice that maybe later, like, damn, look, I'm switching a lot of jobs. This isn't like a traditional thing that everyone's doing. Did you have, like, faith in that? Did you question yourself?
To be honest with you, I didn't realize what I was doing until everybody's like, yo, you just fucking left a $90,000 paying job to do a clothing brand, and you only made $2,000 in a whole year. Why would you do that? Like, I would never do that. You didn't even have a savings to live on. I didn't even think of that. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go out here, and I know I'm gonna build this thing. And if I keep going and going and going, eventually it's gonna happen. Like I wasn't afraid of nothing. Since I was very little, when I was 15, what did I do? I up and left to Boston alone, without knowing anybody. Just my ex-girl that I was with, and living with her family in rough conditions. And I was 15 years old. Ever since back then, I was just taking risks left and right.
Did you ever question yourself through that? Like, what was some of those money? And like, again, different jobs, taking risks, being out, because usually how it is. And also too, you were young, making money, more than probably some of your friends maybe were, or something like that. And you weren't complacent.
No.
You were like, yo, I'm going to keep finding something better. Because I always say, I'm like, yo, me and you, we first started one of the first jobs kind of together, the whole pizza. And we made pretty good money pretty quick.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to see, I guess, what the opportunity was, that there was money out there.
Well, yeah, not only that, but I was also big into like self-development, YouTube videos, and I would always see people making money all around. Not close proximity, but whether it's online or, I would go to Fifth Ave in New York, and I would see people just going back and forth on Fifth Ave, spending hundreds and thousands of dollars, new Rolexes, Chanel store, Gucci store, and I'm like, why the hell can I be doing that? Well, how come they can do that and I'm not able to do that? Like, what's the difference between me and them? Do you get what I'm saying? We were all born the same way. We all bleed the type of blood. Not same type of blood, but we all bleed blood. So we're all human. So if they could make something happen, or other people that you see are making things happen, making $100,000 a month, $1 million a month, $200 million, it doesn't matter what the hell it is. It's possible. That's what drove me.
Yeah. What during this process, man, it gets a lot of people don't understand, like hustling and doing this type of work every day, building a business, no matter what business I think someone is building, it could get lonely at times because of how much, like, and very few people know that you got to really put in the work with this.
Yeah.
And you got to hustle, and you got to be doing this all day, every day. You know, it gets lonely. Do you ever experience any of that? Like, honestly, do you ever feel like sometimes maybe you question, you know, like if you should be putting all the time into it or not? Because I think a lot of people, they don't put enough time into their things because they try to worry about, you know, being with other people, being with friends, being with this.
Yeah.
Like, what's that process like about being in the trenches, just you?
Well, I think it's important, like, if you guys got to know what you're getting into. Like, you can't just be like, all right, I'm going to do this, start this business, and then if it goes good, it goes good. That you ain't going to do nothing like that. But if you envision and you tell yourself, all right, this is going to be tough. I'm going to be broke for a long time. I ain't going to be making no money. My friends are going to be going out, doing different things. I can't afford to do it, so I'm going to take that make that sacrifice. Then you'll be ready for it. Because if you go into it just thinking that everything is peaches and cream, it ain't going to happen. And then you're going to get surprised once you don't have any money left and the business is not working, then you quit. But if you know in the back of your head, like, I'm going to expect this to happen, you're going to be ready.
Yeah, man, it's real shit. And, you know, like, just like, you're okay with putting in the work, sacrificing certain days, you know, not going out, not doing stuff. Like, people may see, you know, you on the gram and things like that. I mean, think that you be out and about, but you really don't. Like, you just, everything is really work.
I don't be. This is the first trip I've taken in years. Ever since I started the brand, I didn't take any trips. This is the first time, and this is because I'm celebrating a milestone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a big milestone, and I think it's important that you have to be able to celebrate your wins. Because if you don't celebrate your wins, who else is going to celebrate for you? Nobody else is going to be like, hey, congratulations on that whatever, that sale or that $1 million that you did. No one gives a shit. So you're going to have to do it for yourself.
What's that balance, though? What's that balance of celebrating wins and celebrating too early? Like, some people, they just waste their money, just buying stupid shit.
Yeah.
So what's that balance of, like, talk to somebody else out there that, you know, maybe has some wins that they should celebrate, but you also want them to know to be, like, disciplined at the same time?
Well, it depends on what that person's goals are, because a lot of different people have different goals. Some people might not want to make $1 million. That's not their goal. They just want to be able to make $10,000 a month, and that's fine if that's what your goals are. But have a goal and set a goal for yourself so that you know when you reach it, it's time to fucking celebrate. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you say, and make sure the goal is not something that's like right here where you could just grab it. It has to be like some crazy number. You know what I mean? It can't just be like, oh, I make my first sale, now I'm going to go celebrate at the club. No, don't do that. That's, you know, that doesn't make sense. But if you say, you know what, I want my business to, you know, reach, and it doesn't even have to be in money. It just could be whatever you want it to be. And then you celebrate once you reach your goal, your personal goals.
What's it been like, man, on this journey now to, like, you know, with family? Because we all know how it is, like, you know, everyone's always asking, are you making money with that yet? Are you making money with that yet? You know, especially when you got kids and you got, you know, families and all that. The real questions, you know, start coming up. You know, people either, like, people that are in relationships end up being separated. Parents and their kids start beefing. Like, what's, like, you know, go into as much detail as you can with explaining what that process has been like. Because you've been from the, you know, again, someone who's made money before, had solid jobs, to then doing this, and the conversation probably had to come up within the world of you being a father, you being a son. Like, what was some of that like?
Yeah, because especially when you have family, when you're building, you know, your own thing and you're trying to build a legacy, there's going to be people that are not going to believe that it's possible. They're going to, even close family and friends, they're not, you know, you might think, oh, it's just because it's my mom, my dad, my brother, whatever. They ain't going to support you in the very beginning if they don't see immediate results. They're just going to tell you it's a waste of time because they care for you, but at the same time, they don't know the work it really takes to be able to build what you really want to build and be successful. So there's going to be a lot of people that are telling you, oh, no, just don't even waste your time. You know, just get a regular job. You'll be comfortable. You'll have your little 401k, your savings account. You'll be good. Go get a degree and all this other stuff that they've been brainwashing us for years to do. But you have to be strong enough to realize, okay, they do care for me, But obviously now they don't know what they're saying because I know what I'm capable of. Don't matter what anybody else says to me. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to make this happen. And you really have to be able to do it for yourself. You can't really worry about anybody, what anybody's telling you at all. As long as if you're happy and you know what you want out of life, you got to go get it.
Do you feel like you honestly did you have any conflict like that personally? And how did you kind of shake it off?
Well, yeah, like in the very beginning, like personally, I had a lot of friends in the very beginning. Like, what is that, brand Crispy gonna do? Like, no one's gonna want to wear that, or shorts. Nobody's gonna wear shorts in the winter. Like, people would say some stupid stuff like that. Friends that I've known, and even family would be like, you know what, just go back to your job. I don't know why you left $90,000 salary in a year for something that's not even making any money yet. Like, just come on, you could go back, maybe get a government job and all this other junk, but that's not what I want. You know what I mean? What I want, I know what I want, and I want to create one of the biggest clothing brands in history, like a Nike or Adidas. That's what I want, and I know it's possible because other people have done it, and there's no excuse why I'm not able to do it. So I have to just tone out all that noise.
A lot of people do say, too, like, obviously money don't buy happiness and all nice stuff don't buy happiness and all that. So what do you say to that? And then I also want to know, like, what was some of your first, obviously you watch, like, the YouTubes and things like that. What was your first sign, or what did you first see, or who did you meet when you were like, yo, like, wow, it's possible to be successful?
Well, for going to that question first about the money buys happiness. See, honestly, for me, I personally don't gauge like how successful I am with how much money I'm making. But I'll tell you one thing: with money, you could do a lot of things that you can't do with no money at all. So, God forbid you get sick or anything, you got no money. It's going to be a little rough going for you. But if you actually have a good amount of money and you're making money, money could buy a lot of things that it's going to improve your lifestyle. Is what I'm trying to say. If you want to eat healthy, that costs money. You can't eat healthy on a little budget. It's not going to work. You go to McDonald's and stuff like that, but that's what people want you to eat so that you could just live like everybody else and then crap your body with all this junk. But if you really want to eat organic and healthy and really good food, it takes money. So that's where money comes in as a benefit to have that happen. Now, for the people that are complacent and they're not really, you know what I mean? Like, they say they're happy, ready, whatever, the bills are paid, they're chilling, they don't want any extra, crazy responsibilities. Cool. You guys are happy? That's totally fine. But there's some people out there like me and you who are not going to be complacent at all until we change the world or whatever we're doing.
Because that's the thing. I think a lot of people, when they say that, they're selfish.
Yeah.
Because they're worried about them. They're good. They don't need the money. Like, no one ever even said it would buy happiness. But it would fuel and help a lot of dreams that a lot of people have. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people always... you ask them too. You always see these, like, I try to look at like research and studies and stuff, and everyone's always like, yo, if they could donate to this, they would donate to that. They would do this. They would do charity, this. Yo, what you going to give if you don't got none? So sometimes, like, if you want to help your community, you need some money. Like, yeah, obviously you could do it in other ways on a very, like, base level. But if you want to really help, like, make some, like, serious change, like, yo, you're employing a good amount of people right now.
Yeah, like 16 people.
Yeah, and it's like, obviously there's ranges to where it's like part-time to some people with larger amounts. And then you're doing international work and over here.
Yeah.
Like, yo, if you didn't have the revenue to be able to employ them, you wouldn't be able to help these people out.
That's 100%. Some people, like, rely on their pay with me and, other entrepreneurs that pay their employees. So that's a big thing. We're creating jobs. But
when was like the time that you saw? Because obviously, anyone who might know, you worked the nightlife for a little while.
Yeah.
Was it before that, or like when did you see? Because we all see TV, we see shit, but like, when was it you were like, oh shit, this person has some bread. I see success is real.
To be honest with you, like it's always been in my head. But when I seen Grant Cardone. The first time with, these videos, taking private flights and renting villas like this with his family and doing all this thing, I'm like, no, hold on. I was like, I see how these people are living. Like they could do whatever, basically whatever they want. They want to go to Hawaii tomorrow, they'll go to Hawaii. Book a trip the same day. They don't got to book in advance to save $100. They'll just go and they'll just do it. They'll just say whatever the best room is, whatever the best villa is, I want that. And they'll get it because they got enough money to pay for it. You know what I mean? So I seen that. Whatever kind of cars you want, it's just there because he busted his butt for years to build a name for himself. So when I seen that and you know him talking about how his come up was and everything like that, I'm like, nah, this is possible. Like it's been done already.
Do you feel like obviously we're not gonna go too personal, but I want to I know you've been through some heavy adversity in your life. Do you feel like that still fuels you?
Yeah, I would say so.
Because life, as we go on, we go through many different eras of our life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, we go through this, we go through that, we go through this. But like some of those earlier things that just life just throws at us. Do you still, beyond just like the want for success and stuff like that? Do you use that to like, because me and you talk about it often, we say all the time, like, that shit can't break us because we've been through X, Y, Z.
Of course, 1,000%, yeah.
So is that still something that like you maybe without speaking on it, without talking about it, anything like that, is that still something that drives you because just life is wild out here and you just never know what tomorrow's gonna bring?
Yeah, 100%. Because if you live life all like in a little cocoon and you're worried about doing things and you're scared to see what happens, like you have no idea how bad it can get. If if you've been through something like that, then you actually should use that as fuel to your fire to make something happen because you already been through the worst that you've been through. Whatever it is that you guys been through, I know everybody's been through something. Everybody's been through something bad. Everybody. Nobody's having a perfect life. So use that to your advantage by saying, you know what, I've been through the worst already. I'm ready for whatever the hell it takes to get to where I want to get. And you got to just keep going. You know what I mean? There's some people out there that might be, broke right now. Like I was at one point. I couldn't even buy diapers for my son at one point in the very beginning. And it gets me like in the very beginning, like I can't just stay here. There's no way this is happening. And you have to just stay consistent. Always use that in the back of your mind. Even if you do achieve some success, don't slow down now. That's very important. Just because you got a little bit of money now, you're doing some little sales or whatever. Nah, you got to keep going because you could go right back to where you started in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, people don't realize that shit can go just as fast.
Yep.
When did you learn, man? Because a lot of what you do now is really fueled on, the internet. And I've also, I watched your journey. And your journey, you've done a lot of like, in person, guerrilla style, like all the different levels, right? But now, a lot of what you do is via the internet. You know, we always talk about like the Facebook ads, the Instagram ads, and the content and this and that. And like, the internet, I think we talk about often, has changed both of our lives.
Yeah.
And how we've used the internet. So, like, did you ever think that it was going to be something that was going to be so internet-based that was going to really help you? Or, like, did you see something in the world, the way it was going?
No, it wasn't even like that. Like, obviously now, e-commerce and the internet changed my life drastically, which is crazy. But I never thought of that in the very beginning. I didn't even know what at first I wanted to work at Chase Bank on Wall Street and be like a banker and stuff like that. That was one of the goals in the beginning of my work career and stuff like that. Obviously that didn't happen, and I'm glad it didn't because I wouldn't be here if it didn't. But I would never have thought that I'll be all over the internet selling shorts and selling clothes to people all the way across the globe in Turkey and Australia. Like, I would have never thought of that.
So now also Crispy stands, I want you to tell us what it stands for.
Yeah, so Chris, not only is that my nickname for since I was, I don't know how old, since I was 8, 9 years old, but it also is an acronym. So C means courage, R means relentless, I means integrity, S means self-love, and P means persistence.
Now, I want you to break down each one and tell us why it's important to you, but I want you to take your time with it.
Yeah.
I want you to really break down each one.
So C, that's the first letter, courage. You got to be courageous of whatever you're going after. So in business, in life, or whatever the case is, you can't be afraid to do something when you don't know what the outcome is going to be. You have to have courage. You have to go into it knowing that, all right, I don't know what in the world is going to happen, but I'm going to stay thinking positive, and I'm going to fight through it, and I'm not going to be afraid to try or to get going, and I'm going to make it happen. So C means courage, and that's exactly how I live my life every single day, and that's exactly, in my opinion, what it means to me. R means relentless. This is very important. Whatever it is that you want to achieve out of life, you got to be relentless. You cannot just go half-ass. You can't just say, I'm going to do this, and then, start next week and procrastinate. You have to go at it. Literally, I'm telling y'all, you got to go at it all day long until you sleep. The minute you wake up, the minute you go to sleep, all day long, you're relentless working towards whatever you want to achieve. You have to, or else you're not going to achieve it. I promise you. There ain't no shortcuts. So relentless is a very important word out of the acronym. I means integrity. I always do things, stand up and stand on my business and do things with loyalty and the right thing to do, basically. That's what integrity is. Doing the right thing at the right time and not trying to shortcut anything, making sure everything is totally legit. With my business especially, customer service is number one for me. You can ask anybody that's watching this or that has purchased from us before. We are all about integrity. We're not playing no games. And me as a person, the same exact thing. So that's integrity. Self-love means you just got to love yourself. And that's number one. If you don't love yourself, you can't love others. And nothing, you're just not going to get anywhere without loving yourself. Because you got to look yourself in the mirror. You got to say, you know what? I'm the shit. I love myself. And if you don't, and you see somebody in the mirror that you don't want to be, you got to change it. You got to change your character. You got to change your person. That's going to be hard, but you have to get around people that are already, positive energy, or else you're not going to be able to change. So that's what the S means. P is persistence. So it kind of relates to relentless, but it just means you keep doing it and going and going and going and doing it and doing it and doing it. When everything looks like it's about to fail and nothing's going right, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. It don't matter what it is. Like, you have all these failures, and you're, oh, man, well, I'm not going to do this no more. It's been 2 years. Nothing is happening. It don't matter. You got to keep going. Keep going.
Do you think you, because you know that and the way you think like that, is it faith-based or is it just like you just know because you've done the odds and you've seen the odds and you've watched other people, or do you just have a strong belief, or is it a little bit of both?
Well, in the very beginning, it was faith based because I didn't know anybody. I just didn't know what the outcome was. I didn't achieve anything in the very beginning. I just started, so I was like, you know what? I have to believe that I could. That's the first thing too. You have to believe that you could do it before anything. If you don't believe you can do it, you ain't gonna do it. You have to believe it, and then once you start achieving it, then you could be like, all right, you know what? This is what it is. Now I know it works because I've did it.
100%, man. Let's fucking go, y'all. We all need a round of applause. If you watching this,
come on, let's
if
go.
you listen to this, we need a round of applause for
out here in the beautiful DR.
Yo, this is gorgeous, man. I thank you for even inviting me out here with you.
This is a celebration.
Just kicking it, man. This is definitely a celebration, bro. This is super peaceful.
Over here is the water and those weird frogs.
Yeah, the frogs and the dogs.
And the bats.
I'm going right. Oh, yeah, fucking bat.
There's bats flying around at night, guys.
Going right back in the pool after this.
Hell yeah.
Facts. Man, I always enjoy having you on here, and I want to know about some of the goals, man, too. Like, what's now some of the future goals for yourself and for the brand? I really want to know more for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what's some of those goals, and how are we going to get to them?
Well, I mean, some of the goals now that I have, I've always had goals that, I'm getting more into getting, like, property and building real estate, like, portfolios and stuff like that personally. So what I really want to do is I want to own, like, apartment buildings and then be able to pass it on to my son and then have just, like, a legacy of, a whole bunch of different real estate buildings and land and stuff like that. So that's one of the main goals. I want to be able to get at least, like, a 10-unit apartment complex to start out, and then just expand from there. So that's one of the goals that I have, on my work side, my career side. I also am taking very serious my health. One of my main goals is to, get fit and be able to get to the weight that I want to be at. and at the same time, eat clean so that I can improve my overall energy. I'm really big into that right now. I don't care how much I got to invest in foods, healthy foods. I want to be able to do that because without your body working, you ain't going to get nothing done. You're not going to get nowhere. So that is definitely one of my other goals that I want to do on like my personal side. On the business side, now that I've achieved the main goal that I've had since I started, I've been writing it down for 5 years now. Now I want to be able to expand the brand into more of the basketball side. So I want to be able to offer different products for basketball, underwear, compression shirts, socks, headbands, stuff like that, all for the hoopers and for the athletes. I definitely want that to open up a whole nother division of Crispy NYC that's actually going to be launching probably in like a few weeks. We're going to drop the compression collection. So I'm looking into building that really, really, really strong and big. And that's one of the main focuses now for the brand.
Yeah, man. Also, June. We're in June. Hopefully this will be dropping in June, if not early July. June is Men's Mental Health Month, right? So what's your thoughts on kind of that, like overall? Because you do seem to stay pretty positive, right? Again, like no matter what's going on, you keep trucking through. And I think that's what really hurts people from staying consistent and being persistent and staying on course is that they let, their mental health, or they let certain things like sway them, stop them, slow them down. So for you, what do you have to say to a lot of men out there who are dealing with maybe some mental health, stuff going on? Have you ever had any friends that you've had to talk to, about that type of stuff?
To be honest with you, it's real. Like I went through it building the brand. It wasn't all like, I'm gonna just, be positive through everything. You're gonna have some times that are gonna come. It's just inevitable that you're gonna be like, shit, like I can't take this no more. Like there's so much pressure, people going crazy and get their orders. Something happened with the shipment. There's 10,000 orders that are delayed, and then there's all these, customers that are going crazy because they're first time shopping with you. They think that you're not gonna send them anything because they haven't received it. That's a lot of stress when you're building a brand, especially when you're building it alone. So and then here's what I've recently learned is that, again, it goes back to expecting these things. You got to expect that that's going to happen. You cannot expect that you're going to breeze through your business without no failures or no problems, because that ain't the way. And then when something does happen, that's when you're going to become stressed and you're going to become, upset and stuff like that. So what I've learned is, number one, it's very important to meditate. So for all of you guys that have not tried, at least try meditating. It works wonders, I'm telling you. Especially if you're stressed from everyday life or whatever you're going through, you're unstable, health, whatever it is. Meditation calms the body, and you have to make sure that when you're doing that, you have to force out those negative thoughts, because the reason why you're getting stressed is because you're having negative thoughts. Whatever it is that's been happening is going into your head, and you start thinking, you're overthinking and all this. The minute that something goes in your head that's negative, spit it out and think of something else that's positive. I'm telling you, it's going to help you. But you have to immediately because you control your mind. Your mind is everything. If you can't control your mind, you're done. That's it. It ain't nothing for you. You have to be able to control your mind in order to make stuff happen. So that's a big thing.
When did you start that? When did the meditation? What motivated you to start doing that?
Well, all the stuff that was happening with these delayed shipments, and my personal experience of growing a clothing brand. If anybody has a clothing brand that are doing numbers, you guys know how it is when you're expecting to be able to ship out your customers' orders at a certain date because you have everything down pat, and then something happens that you have zero control over, like the storm in Dubai that happened. I had about $200,000 or more, like $500,000 worth of shorts stuck in the middle of the airport. The airport's underwater, and I have customers that are waiting for months now for their stuff because of the delay that was in Dubai that I couldn't control at all. So you got to understand, there's sometimes things happen that you cannot control, and it's not your fault. It's okay. You can't control it. Things that happen you cannot control, do not spend time on overthinking, because you're not going to get anywhere. It's like you're going to run around in a circle and nothing's going to happen. So that's a big thing.
Yeah. I say that all the time. I live by the quote, control the controllables.
Yeah.
Because, literally, if you cannot control it, what are you doing?
You're stressing yourself out. You're wasting energy when you go waste energy on trying to improve something.
Some people don't get it though, man. I like it. The meditation, I actually haven't meditated. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do. I feel like I do a soft version of that. You know what I'm saying?
I did it here every day in the morning.
Let's go.
Yeah.
How long?
Well, it's meditation with breathing technique, so it's probably like 3 minutes.
Do you do like an app or something, or
No, it's just basically you. And I learned this from Gary Brecka, Grant Cardone's guy. He basically, I forgot the exact name of it. There's a name of the breathing technique, but you just basically breathe really hard, like for 5 times, and then each time you count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2. And you do it for 5 times, and then the 6th, like the last breath, you just let it all out, and it really helps calm down.
Let's go. I'm gonna have to try one of those maybe tomorrow morning. Tomorrow we go back to Jersey.
Oh, yeah, we're back. Dirty Jersey.
The dirty Jersey. Oh, man, this was dope, though, man. The last thing I want to ask you is, you've always, like, tried to motivate people, inspire people. You know, you even say, your designs are to inspire people, to motivate people, to make them feel good in what they're wearing. I miss the fired up videos.
Oh, yeah.
Those are always good. Every once in a while you come back with them.
I come back with them. Every once in a while, those were good.
What fired you up to start those?
What fired me up to start those basically was just when I first started those, I was not anywhere near where I am now. I was still just barely making anything. I wasn't really doing good when I started that, but when I did do it, it made me feel good. Like, yo, I'm not just firing everybody up, I'm firing myself up to, make something happen, especially like when you're doing something for years and you don't see results. I was working on this for years. I didn't see no results, man. I was just making regular money at T-Mobile, you know what I mean? And then I even cut my hours to work on this, losing money over there, and then just trying to build this, not making literally nothing in a whole year. And those videos just kept me going.
Yeah, they kept you fired.
They did.
While you were doing it for you, you were also doing it for so many.
Yeah.
And you don't even know the impact that you were doing for so many other people.
To this day, people tell me.
Yeah,
they heard it.
They get fired up.
They get fired up. It's so cool.
Got to bring them back, man.
Got to
bring them back. Fired Up Fridays.
Now, we got to ask you something here now.
All right, what's up?
All right. Now.
Tables have turned.
The tables are now turning. So, when you first started your business, Jersey Media, right? Did you ever envision Jersey Media being all the clients that you have now, where it is now, way back when you first started?
When I first started, no. But I always wanted more. Always wanted more. Always wanted, super success. And I always wanted to be, like one of the best, But I'm not going to lie. I never really knew. I knew I was going to get there, and I knew I'm going to get there because obviously we're not there yet. We're still, but we're a lot better than we were a couple years ago, and we're doing really good now. We're celebrating. Still a long way to go. But I didn't really know how. I was just moving every day in a forward direction. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know if it was going to be Therapy Without a Degree. I didn't know if it was going to be Jersey Media. I didn't know if it was going to be the web series. I didn't know if it was going to be doing this. I didn't know if it was going to do that. So it wasn't like I was banking on one thing. But I knew that my work ethic was going to get us in a positive direction.
Well, how do you keep the work ethic? Because you work harder than anybody I know. Like, how do you do that? It's all day, every day.
All day,
literally
every day,
all
man.
Day, every day.
Because like you said, shit doesn't get done if it's not. The way I look at it, man, I look at it all like a game. Like I look at it as like we're all like, little chess pieces or checker pieces or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, or just cars on like a racetrack. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the more I keep going, I'm gonna get to my destination sooner. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not competing with anybody else. But it's like everybody else will just they hit the rest stop a bunch of times. They get off. They get into an accident. They this, that. Yeah, I'll get into an accident, but guess what? Right back. I'll hit a rest stop real quick. Boom, I'm back. You know, a lot of people, they take their time in not moving forward. Like for me, if I'm nonstop, if I put in, 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day, guess what? I'm going to get there faster.
Yeah.
That's just how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what, like, because again, I'm not doing anything different than anybody else. I'm just again, I'm putting in more time. So like for me, if I did 3 years worth of whatever I do, at this point now, I could tell you my 3 years is like somebody's probably 12 years.
Oh, 1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? Because of what I'm doing. And it's just because I'm maximizing my days. I'm just maximizing my time. I'm sitting there when I'm home. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm watching YouTubes. I'm watching Grant Cardone while I'm doing work. I don't sit there. I watched the movie here first time. I don't even remember. I was excited that I watched the movie.
That's so.
You know what I'm saying? Like the other night, I watched the movie.
That's so.
And I was like, I do not remember the last time I sat and watched the movie from top to bottom.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, like that's some real shit. And that is what's kicking me. But I never had like a precise. But I just knew it was gonna be something.
But how do you juggle everything? Because you've made web series, you're shooting podcasts, you're helping me with the podcast, you're doing things regarding State of Mind, you're doing things with Jersey Media, you're doing things on social media. How do you do all that? Again, I'm hard doing one thing. You got 9 things going on.
I know, and that's the thing too. Unless people are like really close to me, they don't know. I'm behind so many brands and. But again, it's because of that. It's just because of it's the simple fact that I maximize my days. I maximize them. I'm telling you, when I wake up, like lately, I've been trying to get back in the gym more. So, but even that, like, I wake up from the second I open my eyes, I'm on my phone, and when I'm on my phone, I'm being productive on my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm answering messages. I'm to work. I'm not sitting there watching the TV or going and doing this and doing that. No. The second I wake up, I'm like doing something that's productive. And then I'll fit in the little things that, like I'll fit in the gym and I'll fit in, checking in on the people that are maybe not business related, but it's maximizing your day, man. We all have the same 24 hours.
Is it hard?
Is it hard? Not really. Not really.
Huh?
It's not. Everyone wants to make excuses and say it's so hard. It's not. You just gotta want it bad enough.
Oh, there you go. That's
you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta want it bad enough, and then you'll feel your day. I've seen people that say they want it so bad, and then it's like, what are you doing? You on the couch, watching TV, or you're laying down, you're sleeping, you're this, you're that. Or you're out in the club, or you're drinking, or you're this, you're part. Like I've literally seen people, they'll be on the phone with me for like an hour complaining that they didn't get where they want to get to, and they're not doing this. And then on Saturday, what are they doing? Walking a museum, or doing this, or just like.
There ain't no excuse. If you could build all those things in a day, and someone's complaining about one thing, there's no excuse. It really isn't.
No.
Right?
While doing, again, and we've done things while doing it. Like, I did Uber for fucking 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
Time.
Yeah, I did
while starting everything. You know what I'm saying? Then with Sprint, like, you team at team. Like, I bring that up sometimes because I'm like, you were recently working a full-time job.
How many years ago? 2, 3?
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago.
A full-time job.
Full-time.
Full-time, 40 hours, having to report to management, having to deal with customers. But guess what?
In the hood, Newark, if y'all know, you know. Ain't this, it's another beast, but I loved it. But
while still doing. And not just on the weekends, no.
Nah.
Before, after, and during.
Yeah. There ain't no excuse.
And, bro, there is no excuses. Because you're talking to people that also, obviously, our situations are, different to where we don't, like, live with our kids. But, bro, we're still pretty active fathers, To where it's like, there's not that excuse. I hate when people give the excuse of, I got kids, I got
that.
Crazy.
That's crazy. That's why you should want to do it.
Right?
But that's not an excuse. That's your reason.
Yeah. Like, It's just excuses.
Yeah,
It's
don't do that. You gotta wake up.
It's excuses at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Okay. You know, when they may be real young babies, you know, that's different. That time frame is like very sensitive. But even then, man, I'm sorry. Like, you could somehow do something and not just nothing. You know, fill your time. And you got to educate yourself too. While I do all this too, I'm always educating myself on how to do it better, how to do it differently, constantly.
Yeah.
Like, this is all I consume. I don't even listen to music no more.
Yeah, I know.
When I'm on my walks, walking my dog, I'm listening to an audio book.
Me too.
I'm doing like, you know, other people, they just, like, you know, partying and this, that. And even, I get, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't party, I don't do this. Yo, look at your schedule. Look at your day-to-day. We're not saying that you're partying every weekend, you're going crazy. But, like, you may think, and no one wants to say, like, don't live. But, they, like you said, sacrifices.
Yeah. Gotta sacrifice.
There's sacrifices.
You have to. You have to. And don't stop being afraid of sacrificing. That's another thing. A lot of people are afraid of sacrificing.
Yeah.
Oh, what if I wake up 1 hour and lose hours? Like, get out of here, man. You ain't going to have nothing done. Then you're not thinking big enough. You got to sacrifice, man. Sacrifice everything. You kidding me? I could live on $2. How about that?
Yeah. That's one thing we talk about a lot off the scenes is that the confidence knowing that you could just do it again. And that you're going to figure it out. You got to be able to take.
Don't be afraid to go zero, negative in your bank account. I've been negative plenty of times building this, and not once did I ever question myself. I knew I was going negative just to be able to, you know, get that one free sample out to that one person that might not like it or might like it. It didn't matter to me. I knew it was going to go somewhere.
But you knew it, and you knew you would figure it out if it, like, you figure something.
Yeah,
that's like I said with me. Like, you know, I didn't know that one thing, but I know something.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm going to put into it. And that's just my confidence to where it don't matter what I do. Wherever I put my energy into, it's really just up to me.
Yeah.
Like, if I could start a fucking pillow company tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And I know if I put my energy into that shit, it'll be one of the top pillow companies. Or it's going to get there. Or it's going to move quickly. It's all about what you put your energy into.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And the more things you put your energy into, the more chances you have of something happening. So, you know, there's no excuses. And this is obviously, this is just the very, very, very beginning. You know, we're still getting started. We're still learning. We're still growing. We're still having days where we're having L's too. Like,
1,000%.
You know?
1,000%.
It's just.
Now the L's are on a bigger level now.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, they're L's, little L's, but now they're big L's when you take them. Yeah. If you're doing big things, you're going to take big L's.
Yeah.
And big W's.
100%. And hold yourself accountable. Hold your people accountable. That's something me and you do. Mm-hmm. We call each other, check on each other. Yo, motivate each other, shit like that.
All the time.
That's what you got to be able to do with your team. And if you don't have those individuals, it's okay. Yo, like I said, I still, Grant Cardone, this, that. We watch other people.
Yep.
Like, there's just no excuse.
You got to surround yourself with people that have what you want. And if you can't do that, then you just got to find them somewhere on YouTube or something just so you can hear it.
They're there. They're there. Everyone always complains, and they said it. Yo, you got to just really look in your environment. You got to figure things out. You know, you got to go, hey, if you're in an area right now, you feel like you don't got anyone successful or happy or shit like that, yo, go to like a gym. Go to a gym. That's a start. That's a starting point. If you don't got the money, do something cheap. Oh, we got company.
Yeah.
What's up, boss?
Hey.
They show you shit now.
Huh?
You got it now.
Oh.
Thank you. All right, people.
No, está en un entrevista de
we're gonna wrap
podcast.
up.
Oh, Sean ahí.
It's all right. We're gonna wrap up right now. Anyway.
Buenos días. O buenas noches. Buenas tardes.
How are you?
All right, so
we'll finish up.
Yeah.
Where's Sean?
Sean's in there. Buenas tardes.
Thank you. Hola.
Wow, that's like
millions of them.
Thank you, thank you. How are you? How are you?
Sí, todo bien.
What's up, man?
Everything good.
Good, man.
Esta fue la que dijeron, mira.
¿Eh?
Esta fue la que dijeron.
Sí.
I knew the podcast.
All right.
How you, buddy? What's up, my guy? Good? Yeah, everything good.